like just their passion for it, and it kind of like made me get really into it, kind of, you know. So when I went to college then, I had never done any programming before. So I didn't know how to program, so I started running this program by this guy named Zach Hummel, and it was a powerlifting program that somebody gave me.
Okay.
And I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. And I got like the biggest jumps in my strength ever. Obviously, first ever powerlifting program I'd ever done.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dude, this is sick. Ran another one by him, and I was like, kind of stalled out, you know, because it was just like, general programs are good, but like once you get to a point, you need more specific stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to that point, and I was like, man, so I started programming for myself and stuff, and then, but like basically those guys that I met in high school, and then my love for sports brought me to college to work on programming. And then when I was going through those classes, that's when I was like, everything just kind of clicked from like, I knew I wanted to kind of go into like an exercise route, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it.
Okay.
Things kind of clicked, and then but even through that college and stuff, I never really saw myself teaching classes. Like as hard and as crazy as it is, I was like, I'm gonna make like a living off of solely personal training, because I did not want to teach classes. Don't want to do it. Didn't sound for me. Not really like a group of people at a time kind of person.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, not really for me. But then when I got here through my internship, and I started working with Mike, and then I started doing like sports performance with Sam, I was like, I don't know, it's like a different side being away from, I mean, any class I'd ever seen was at a Crunch Fitness, a Planet Fitness type class. It's like, you know, you got the old ladies in there, they're, you know, doing like Zumba or some kind of Pilates thing. I was like, dude, you'll never catch me running that. It's not a shot. And then I get here, I'm like, oh, hang on, this is different. Like, I don't know, it was just, I could actually put like my mind's bent on it. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess yeah, sports, and then through those guys in high school just kind of brought me to it, and then progressed me through until I got here. And then I really didn't think I wanted to train athletes ever either. Not at all, which I don't like personally really train athletes that much, like one-on-one, but working through Sam, I work with athletes a lot, but that's because I never like saw like anything like this. Like I saw, again, that high school football coach, that high school basketball coach, athletic training, and I was like, dude, this stuff is bogus.
This stuff is bogus.
Yeah. But and then I saw Sam, and I was like, dude, this guy is different.
He's on a different level.
This guy is different, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then working with him, like, it just blew my mind, and just trying to figure out everything that he's got going up in that head, dude. I mean, it's but I mean, teaching me about plyometrics and you know, sprinting mechanics and jumping, and just, I mean, the difference between like, and then at that point in time, I had been studying like powerlifting more. So the difference between like the training that I was doing into like creating an athlete, because powerlifting training strictly alone, you're gonna be strong, but you probably won't be that athletic because you're probably gonna be pretty stiff. Yeah. You know, and you're probably gonna be pretty like awkward when you move. So he just kind of taught me like that other side, and it like it showed me like that thing that I love about Empower too, where it's like I had him, you know, teach me that, you know, I was studying this, and it was just like I can bring like things from like everybody and bring it in, and it changed my entire training, changed my client training, changed the way I teach my classes. But it's like still like my own way, like I like warm up in my way, you know, take like Sam's theory about these lifts, but put them on like my type of rep schemes, and then like throw in some kind of like wild cardio circuit thing that I learned from Mike of like, hey, this is gonna kill some people, you know. It's like, I mean, you get a little bit of everything that just kind of, I don't know, dude, just takes you on a journey through it.
Yeah, I agree. Just the brains that are here at Empower, I just want to like absorb. That's like why I'm doing this podcast, because I'm like, I just want to.
It's a lot.
I want to learn from all of the coaches. Like
Yeah.
I want to learn from every single coach here because they all have like so many cool things.
Oh, yeah.
They have so many cool things that like you're doing lift and learn, and
Mm-hmm.
and then Sam's doing all his sports performance stuff. Mike's been doing sports performance for a long time. He's
Yeah.
been doing he's done CrossFit and
Yeah.
he's done Hit 60.
Mhm.
Like he's coached all these different things, and then Will, he does personal training and boxing and all this, and then you have all of the like newer trainers too. Like
Mhm.
I'm just like, man, I want to like absorb all of this.
There's a lot.
information.
There's a lot going on, dude.
Yeah.
But it's and then the crazy thing is you're gonna hear it all, and then all of a sudden your training is gonna straight go down the trash. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely serious. You're gonna hear it all, and your training's gonna take a fat dump.
Huh.
Like as far as personal goes.
Oh, like my
Because-
own training. Okay.
Because you're gonna have no idea what you want to do. You're gonna be grabbing from this, and you're gonna pull this, and you're gonna pull that, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be hurting everywhere because you're doing too much,
Yeah.
too much of things that don't click.
Yeah.
And then that is when you find your own thing,
Hmm.
and then that's when things start to work a little bit more.
Hmm.
Now I'm saying this might sound like I have things figured out. I don't. I do
I
not.
trust you, man.
No, I do not. Right? I'm far from the one to say that like I have things figured out.
Mm.
But like the way that I don't know, it just like the way that you can pull things in, and then you're like, okay, well, this is way too much. Throw that out.
Yeah.
You know. So like if I threw that out, okay, now I'm having like this problem. So let me pull this from this guy back in.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm having this pain here. Oh hey, I saw Dr. Luke today. Let's see what he has to say, kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know, okay, let me pull those exercises into here on rehab, and then I mean, it's just there's so many different ways, and then all of a sudden, like your body starts to feel good. You start to get stronger, or you start to get more athletic, or you know, you're starting to throw punches faster, harder, snap those kicks out better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh, something, I don't know what, but something is right here.
Something is right.
You know,
And then you
and it starts to work.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like the cool part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, finding like what makes you the same as like others, but also putting your spin, making it your own thing, and that's what like sets you apart as like an individual here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
It is. It's a great opportunity.
Oh.
To,
Yeah, phenomenal place to be, dude.
right.
Love it here.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And how did you hear about Empower? Because you're from, well, you're going to UC.
So-
You're from Akron, you said.
Arcanum.
Arcanum.
Yeah, so Arcanum. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No.
Okay. So do you know? Okay, let's just say. Do you know where like Greenville is?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, 10 minutes, like south of Greenville. There's a bunch of cornfields.
Classic.
There's a water tower, and it says Arcanum on it. That's where we're at.
That's it.
Small little
Is it
town.
one of those towns like you blink and you'll miss it?
Yeah, like we're technically a village.
Okay.
We don't have enough people to be a town.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so we're a village.
That's around.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of place. I
So
go
yeah,
to.
I'm from there, and then went to UC, and then my friend that actually got me into my first powerlifting competition, he had lifted here a couple times. He at one point in time he used to come in and lift with Mike, and then there used to be another trainer here. His name was Logan. He used to lift with them in the morning, like 7 or something like that. And so then when I moved back after college, he was like, hey, you should start coming to Empire with me and train together. I was like, all right, sick. So I started coming here, and I was like, dude, I need to do an internship. And then I was like, well, where else would I, you know? I was like, this is a cool gym, you know? They got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, got in, introduced myself to Mike and stuff, got that internship, and then went on from there, I guess. Yeah.
So then you started working with Mike first, and then like just how did you end up working with Sam then? That was like-
So when I started here, Sam was actually he was just like he was a personal trainer.
Yeah, I remember whenever.
So yeah. So Sam was a personal trainer, and Empower had its own like sports performance program. So I would intern under Mike, but like during the afternoon when like Mike wasn't doing anything, Sam always had like big private groups of athletes and stuff, which is kind of how the collision came together. But so I would go over, learn from him a little bit, and everything was just so foreign to what I'd seen. So I like actually took interest and like talked to him, trying to like figure
Yeah.
out like what dude, why are we sitting here just bouncing up and down? Like what is going on? Like what is this gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, and he explained things to me, and then from there, just like kind of built like a friendship between us, and then like a little bit before my internship was done, they did like the like coming together of Empower and SF Training Systems, and then he was like, dude, we're growing. He's like, I think I'm gonna need another guy. Like, what are you doing after your internship?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, well, would you want to stay here and work with me? I was like, 157%, dude. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
So just started working with him, and that was at like, I think I was doing like one class a day with him, just like the 3:30 class, which is normally like a really big one. So working like one of those a day with him, and then I picked up like one client by magic, and you know, made it work for a little bit until like started growing in classes, got a little bit more client, and then here we are. Where I mean, I do not like personally do, but like I'm in like probably half the sports performance classes. Do like do a couple of them like solo under Sam's programming, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then programming, you know, the 5:30 a.m. hits, running, you know, 2 out of the 5 of those, and then you know the Friday and the Saturday. So like went from like running like not running but being a part of 4 classes a week. Now you know I have 15. I program like 20. I mean, it's
Dang.
classes have grown a lot, which is just wild because like I said, I never thought I was like, dude, I ain't doing classes. Just not doing it. Yeah. But now, I mean, classes are what I do majority of the time. But, I mean, it's cool though, dude. I love it. I love it, getting all the dynamic too of not only teaching one class either, because I run from, I mean, I have CrossFit, HIIT, and sports performance that I take part in. So, again, dude, I'm just getting everybody's, you know, thoughts, opinions, you know, teachings and everything. So, it's sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you prefer doing classes now versus one-on-one, or do you still prefer one-on-one?
I don't know. I would say it depends as far as like certain one-on-ones. I guess not. I don't know. They just have like there's just a difference. You know what I mean? Like one-on-one, you get more of like it's you and them. You're working specific to their goals. You're really in tune with programming for one individual person.
Yep.
You know, in tune with programming that, and then you get to know that one individual person. If they're an open person, you normally get to know like a pretty decent amount about them, and you build like a relationship.
Yep.
Where classes, you still build relationships, but it's still like a group. You're still working with, you know, 8, 10, 12, you know, in the summer when we have kids, I mean, there's 30 plus kids in there at one time.
Yeah.
I struggle remembering all their names sometimes compared to like their whole life story. Yeah, they're only 12, there's not much to it, but like, you know, so it's there's just different aspects of both. They're just different.
They're different.
Yeah. So it's nice to have both to mix up your days.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. It's like if I had all one-on-ones, I think I would get pretty overwhelmed.
I'd get
like,
burnt out, I think.
Yeah.
They're very like focus intensive, I feel.
Yeah.
But classes will burn you out, dude. I'm telling you. Like there's certain times when like when Sam will go on vacation or like Mike goes on vacation, I'm normally like the first guy that subs for whatever they need picked up. Anything that like fits into my schedule, like I'm grabbing, like give me it.
Yep.
So like those weeks when I'll teach like I've taught, like there was one week I taught like 26 classes. And I was like, there's just a lot of energy. Like classes are just a lot of energy.
Yeah, you gotta like keep a whole group motivated.
Yeah.
And yell at them and like.
Yeah.
Right. It's like.
Yeah. Yeah. And every day, dude, from 4:30 to 7:30, I was just back to back class.
Yeah.
So it's just like by the end of the night, dude, I literally walk out there, get in my car and close the door, and I just like sit there and be like, all right.
Yeah.
But I love it though.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't, I'd turn them down. But
right.
No, like I want to be here. If I didn't want to be here, this wouldn't be what I'm doing for a living.
Right. right?
It's the whole reason. Yeah.
Great exhaustion.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why would you want to? Some people might like it, but why would you want to go sit behind a desk?
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do
I
it.
feel
I like half sat behind a desk for like my very first job one summer when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
Got my license, had to pay for my gas. Got this terrible job. Hated every second of it, and I was like, never again will I ever sit down for a living, dude. Could not do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel that though.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, it's not like, dude, it's the most cliche thing ever. People always say like, oh, you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life, you know? But it's like some days I might be tired, I might be a little burnt out,
Yeah.
but I'm still not going to work at a factory on this factory line where I just despise it.
Yep.
Like, I still get to come in and talk to people that I enjoy hanging out with and
Yeah.
get to see people. A lot of times they brighten up my mood and I still have a good time.
Right.
Like, work is fun. It's not work. Like I come to my passion every day. I don't just go hang out at work to get money.
Yep.
Like, there's other things I can do for me to make more money than I am currently. But I would hate myself. I would hate myself. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta make it work, dude. You gotta figure it out.
Classic. Yeah, I agree with you.
Unless you're stuck just hating,
Yep. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Oh, there's a question I was going to ask you. It's about like programming. What's like your philosophy with like programming? Like whether it's your HIT classes in the morning or like personal training client or
So
do you have any like thoughts?
So that varies a lot based on like obviously what I'm programming. So when it comes to, so like say when it comes to a client, obviously that's based on their goals.
Yeah.
But even despite their goals, number one, I'm gonna look at what I think their first goal should be, or like what I see as their biggest issue first before we can fix it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna attack that while obviously still addressing their goal, keep them happy, keep them wanting, keep them making results in that sense too.
Yeah.
But hey, when I know what they need, when it comes to like, so say like my morning HIT class, that'll be different than like an afternoon HIT class because the morning HIT class, they're a dedicated group, man. Like they're in a text every morning. They text each other at 5 a.m. to make sure everybody's up, and they're there, dude. They might walk in like half asleep sometimes, but they're there. And they come 5 days a week, all right? So I'm not just gonna throw them on a full body every day, Personally, I don't like that. I feel like they're gonna get burned out on like that, and plus there's just not much recovery in there to run. Like full body 3 days a week, even 4 days a week I can kind of see, but like running 5 days a week, it's like
That's a little bit.
yeah, in my mind I don't like it.
Yeah.
So so for them I'll run them on they have 2 upper days and 2 lower days throughout the week, and then that middle day they have like a full body, but it's more of a recovery based day.
So
they're gonna do
like an active recovery type thing.
Yeah, so they're gonna do like some of those movements that like I've shown like lifting the rig. They're gonna do some I'm gonna see what all of them are having problems with. Like first thing in the morning when they come in and I'm mobilizing them, I'm talking to them, asking them, how you guys feel? What's sore this week? Blah 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 blah. And like I have my plan, but a lot of times I'll actually adjust it in that morning based on like what they're feeling because I mean if their groins and everything are like real tight and stuff, or like say if their low backs, have been feeling real tight and real like just blown up after like we did deadlifts or something the week before, I might throw in, well, hey, you guys should probably go do some reverse hypers, or I might do like some dumbbell Jefferson curls to get their spines more mobilized. And then even throughout like the mobilization, I work on, okay, more spine mobility. Okay, also, well, why is that happening? Okay, let's look at your hips. So we might need to mobilize their hips a little bit more, work on their hips a little bit more without the workout. So that's like kind of my plan on like that middle like recovery day for them. And then so like also within like those uppers and lowers, since they're so dedicated, I actually run them through like some more like strength and hypertrophy blocks. So like they just finished like a 12-week strength block. Now they're into week 2 or 3 of like hypertrophy block. But I mean, that's like with them, like I said, they're so dedicated, they're here all the time. I'm like, okay, let's figure out exactly what your guys' goals are, what you guys want, and then let's still in a class format. It's not going to be as specific as possible, still class format, still have to have that kind of stuff in there. So but it's a little bit more geared where like if it's a HIIT class that is like I randomly pick up, I'm like, well, I don't know what they did throughout the week, so I throw in full body, try to add in that kind of stuff. Maybe more like longer cardio segments, because I'm like, again, I don't know what lifts they've done, so I don't want to be doing dumbbell bench 3 days in a row kind of thing.
Yep.
And then CrossFit, we take more of a different approach to CrossFit here. Like the first like strength, we always have like a 20-minute strength segment in ours, pretty much always, and it's going to be more like power 1 rep max type base training, like working towards, like we run them in like 8-week blocks. Yeah. Compared to where traditional CrossFits, you might have like a 10-minute strength block, and then you're doing like 47 minutes of cardio. But like so ours here, obviously, hit them with their warm up. We run through like different warm ups throughout the week as well, from traditional CrossFit warm up to more of like a warm up like I would use for like HIIT class. So like we always play a game once a week so that they can still get in they get in more like fun cardio, because nobody likes just running around, dude. Like just running up and down, like just running. Not nobody. People do. People do like it, okay? But like just running in circles, like most people don't enjoy doing that. No. So like, okay, let's throw a ball in there. Let's throw 2 cones at the end. A lot of times, actually 99% of the time, I play a game with them that Sam and I will play with the kids. Because it does work on athletic movements as well as just getting them active, and most of them, they don't move like that anymore, so when I make them move like that, they get tired real quick, real quick. And it's just a whole different cardio for them. So they're playing a game, they're having fun, but then I'm like, all right, game over, time up, we hit scoring limit, whatever it is, and then the next thing you know, they're all walking around and like, dude, they're dying. They're dying. They don't realize like how much cardio they're doing, because we'll do it for 15 minutes. Dude, they're just running up and down for 10, 12, 15 minutes. I mean, they're moving side to side though, front to back, they're throwing, they're catching, they're aiming and stuff, they're actually playing defense, so like they're having to be reactive, and then they're getting all that movement in for 15 minutes straight. That's a lot of cardio. And I'm like, okay, we got our cardio in for the day. So that's what I normally do on like Wednesdays, because that's when we do like, we don't have like a so-called WOD, like the CrossFit like cardio portion, basically, their Metcon. So we do like just basically a long lift that day. So I'm like, okay, let's hit a good like fun cardio and then lift them kind of thing. And then those just progress like through the lifts. Let's see here, and then now like training philosophy though, the one that like I personally use is like, I would say West Side Conjugate based, but with a lot of influence from like Matt Winning in my warm-ups, if you ever heard of him.
I've never, both of those terms I've never.
Genius guy. Really, no matter what you're training for, he initially entered the scene as a powerlifter from West Side Barbell, which in Columbus. So originally that was kind of how he entered the scene, but he's like a he's one of the people I really like to listen to, because he's an amazing like connection of meathead, bro science type thing, but the guy that has real world experience and also has a ton of education, because he has like 2 or 3 different master's degrees. Like after he quit powerlifting, he went and got super educated, and I mean, he's worked with like U.S. military for programming. He does like multiple like Columbus fire departments and all that kind of stuff, and like so he's just a super smart guy. Like even if you're not into powerlifting, a lot of the things he teaches are not specifically powerlifting, like they don't have to be powerlifting specific. You can pull a lot from him. So yeah, learning from him taught me my warm up. So winning warm ups is what I like to use. So it like kind of that same process as I did for CrossFit. It's cardio with lifting involved to prep my joints, ligaments, and my movement pattern. So like the basis of it is you pick 3 movements, 2 of them for your weakness. Okay. So whatever movement you're doing, what's your biggest weakness? So say if you're doing, I don't know, say if you're doing squats, okay, and your biggest weakness is, most people's is their hamstrings. So let's say your hamstrings, probably your upper back. So let's say your upper back, your hamstring is going to be your biggest weakness in your squat. So I'm like, okay, so for this, I'm going to do my warm-up, I'm going to go band hamstring curls, you know, and then I'm going to do, say, I don't know, it could be something as simple as a cable lat pull down. And then that third movement needs to be of the movement pattern. So it preps your movement pattern.
Yeah.
So say if you're doing like a squat that day, okay, well let's practice our hinge. So let's throw in, you could simply do goblet squats, or you could do like a kettlebell swing, band of good morning, things like that, something that's going to get that hinge in. And do that for 4 sets of 25. And the goal is to get that done in like 7 minutes. So like you're cooking through, but you also don't realize you just got 100 reps of volume into your triceps, your weakness, 100 reps of volume into your upper back, your weakness, and you got 100 reps of the movement pattern you're about to do. So by the time you get to that main movement, then, dude, you're prepped, you're ready. You throw that for, like, you really don't have to warm up that crazy amount at that point in time.
Yeah.
You get through that main, you get through your accessories, and you don't really have to have a dedicated, like, cardio portion every workout. Yeah, it's still good to have them in there sometimes. But you don't have to every single workout go run 5 miles. Because if you're pumping out 300 reps in 6-7 minutes, like you're probably going to be out of breath as long as you're using the correct weight.
Not get heavy weight.
Like you're not looking to, like, you're not hitting a 25 rep max. You want to stay in like like if you're familiar with like the RPE scale, like you want to stay in like the 5 to 6 range. And just crank those out and just. You get a ton of blood in that area. High reps for those tendons and ligaments.
You get 10 RPE, you're
just playing it out.
Bro.
Like 23 more.
Maybe bring it down.
They might have an appointment in here.
Okay. With the iPad and stuff, like plugged into it like that, and I was like, I don't know if it's working. But whatever. Excuse me, I hope I have audio. If I don't, well.
Yeah, I mean, it'll at least pick up from that, you think. You'd think at least the iPad or the phone might pick it up.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Even if, I don't know.
It's plugged in.
Yeah.
So, I'll find out. It does it with voice memos, so.
Yeah,
like when we record lifts.
Yeah, the lifts, it works.
Yeah, works great. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your coffee.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. It was perfect.
You're coming on to like talk to me. And like I'm getting to learn stuff from you. I mean, that's the least I can do is get you.
Appreciate it,
coffee,
dude.
So
appreciate it. I was coming in and I was like, oh, hang on. I think he's gonna have a coffee for me. I was like, I'm so hyped. Dude. I don't know. It's good.
I'll bribe you with some coffee.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, man. But thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Anytime.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that there's all these like coaches here, and I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
And I can learn from you, and because you have a lot more experience than I do, so I'm happy to learn.
A little bit. I haven't been here that much longer than you.
Well, I mean, you like have a 4-year degree in this.
True.
I mean, I don't. I'm going into an associate's program in physical therapy, so it's like it's not quite the same, but I've just been around it a lot. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime you have questions, hit me up. Just let me know, dude.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope your day's good. Hope you.
You as well, bro.
What else you got today?
I just have 2 classes this afternoon. Thursdays are like my lightest day of the week. Yeah, and then Friday mornings I'm here from like 5:30 till noon.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got 5 hours right in the morning.
Yeah, 5:30 till noon, and then done on Fridays at noon though. So actually to like 12:30.
12:30.
Yeah, so we got film on Fridays.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't forget about that, but yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm pulling in and I see your car, I'm like, all right, forgot.
Lifting that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then the like editing for the lift and learns, I'm like, I need to start getting them done on Fridays. Like right after we record, I need to sit
Just
down
do it?
and just do it because I'm like, I need to stop sending it to you on Wednesdays whenever you need to post it. I'm like, I need to send it to them on Friday.
I'm not gonna
Got
lie,
it.
I still didn't post it yet. I'm gonna put it up today. That's what I was doing at the desk right before you came and got me. I was working on that.
No,
Yeah.
that's how so many things that I do work. It's like, oh yeah, do it right now.
Yes.
If I get it done right now, I won't have to think about it any other time. Just do it now.
Oh, dude, no. I procrastinate. I procrastinate hard.
No, I feel that. I feel that so hard. Like procrastination is the killer.
Yeah, it's bad, but I'm good at it.
I'm,
Can't quit if you get it, son.
I'm really good at it.
Can't quit if you get it, son, dude. That's bad.
Yeah, no, it's I feel that. Well,
All right, man. Well,
I'll see you
Yeah.
around. I'll see you tomorrow.
yeah. Tomorrow, tonight, today.
Yeah, every
All right, man.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me on, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. That's good. Yeah.
And we are out.